So, how do you know if you are in love with someone? That is something that may not always be easy to tell. But that is the question Whisper Me a Love Song goes and answers. We get to see firsthand how hard it is for someone inexperienced in love to tell if they are or not. Himari struggles to learn that at first, as she just thinks she has an admiration for her senpai, but eventually she learns that it is far more than that through the amount of time that they have spent hanging out together and learning more about each other. Whisper Me a Love Song so far has been a really great Yuri anime with a lot of good characters and some decent themes. But before talking about any of that, if you find yourself liking this video by the end, maybe think about leaving a like on this video and subscribing as well. It's free and it helps out a ton. But anyway, let's get back into this. Whisper Me a Love Song is a pretty good Yuri series. Firstly, it's unique, but also not. There isn't much time between the start of the series and from when they get together, which is pretty rare for a Yuri series as it usually takes an entire series for the main characters to get together. But another aspect that is unique is how they handle their relationship. At least so far, there hasn't been any hiccups in their relationship. It has just been a bunch of really wholesome moments throughout their interactions. There has been some external conflict, but nothing between the main duo, which is nice because sometimes you just want to see a nice wholesome relationship that works, and that is exactly what this is. This anime does a really good job at writing a relationship between two main characters. It is actually pretty rare to see a wholesome Yuri series with not a lot of ecchi or anything in it. This is structured like a traditional shoujo romance, just with two female leads instead of a male and a female lead. And that helps to make the series a lot more fun to get into, even if Yuri isn't really your thing. So there are two themes that kind of go hand in hand here. Firstly, let's talk about how important it is to have supportive friends. Having friends who support you and want what is best for you is great. These are the people you can lean on and rely on to give it to you straight if you need advice and criticism. And both of the main characters have wonderful friends who are very supportive of them and their relationship. They do whatever they can to push the two lovebirds together by giving them advice and just being there to listen to them. But in one instance, by also pushing the other's buttons. Sometimes you need that person who will give you that push that you need in order to see what everyone else around you has already seen, and eventually to make the move that needs to be made. However, sadly, not every friendship can be like this. Sometimes friendships don't work out. Sometimes you don't have that supportive person there who can see all your faults and can help you to improve. We see that there are some people who are caught up in what they want and they don't see the bigger picture around them, and eventually they push those around them away. This is framed as that person being an asshole, and they most certainly are. But that comes off as her wanting to prove that she can do something and not realizing that the most important thing is to have fun when doing something, because if you're not having fun, then what is the point of even doing anything at all? These two contrasting themes make for a really great story and helps to expand upon the already great cast of characters that we have. Whisper Me a Love Song has decent animation. There are definitely some moments in this anime that are noticeably worse than others, and some that are noticeably better than others. We have a good example of this in episode 7, during the ending where the two bands are playing their music. During our main group's performance, the animation is noticeably low quality to the point that it's almost painful to watch. But then, not even 2 minutes later during another performance, the animation immediately gets a lot better. It is pretty interesting to see the dichotomy between this and this anime. That is why I called the animation decent, because there are some scenes that look great, but then there are also others that just don't. The animation quality in this anime is overall mid, but it is serviceable for what it is needed for the show, I guess. Even with the animation being mid, there's one thing on a technical level that is really good, and that is the music. With this anime being a music anime, it makes sense that the music would be good, but there are a lot of great tracks in this series. Firstly, I want to say I'm not talking about the OST because, quite frankly, I don't remember anything that plays in the background here. What I'm talking about is the music performed by the bands in the show. That music is good stuff. There's some good poppy rock, as well as of right now, one really hard rock song that actually just sounds amazing. The music is really good, and I hope we get a few more good music tracks in this anime because, man, it is fun to listen to. Sadly, they often cut away from the music early, so we don't really get to hear the whole song, but even with that, it is still really good. The characters in Whisper Me a Love Song are good. Honestly, I kind of like one of the side characters more than the main two. Not that the main two are bad or anything. It's just that the side character has a lot that makes me like her character more, but before talking about her, let's get into the main two. Himari is a bright and bubbly girl who for the first time is discovering what it means to fall in love. She has slowly started to explore new hobbies and has made new friends, trying to find the answers she has been looking for. She is always a bright spot in this anime. She does a really good job at staying positive even when the going gets tough. Yuri is the cool, calm, and collected senpai on the outside, but on the inside she likes cute things and it can be surprisingly a big romantic. Her calm and mature demeanor is a good contrast to Himari, who is a very bright and bubbly. This is actually why they both make such a good couple, as they are opposites who respect each other. Alright, let's talk about that one side character, Aki. I'm not usually a big fan of Gyaru's in anime, but her character is just so well written that it is hard not to like her character. Her backstory and connection to all of the characters makes her cool. Plus, she is the one character who is pushing everyone else into action. She provoked Himari and has been a good friend to Yori. The only thing is that she has been suppressing her own feelings. She doesn't want to ruin the friendship she already has, and especially now that her friend has a girlfriend, she has kept everything bottled up and hasn't let it show. You can see how this affects her, but she still tries to be the voice of reason for everybody and brings people together. The other side characters are well written as well, just not as much as Aki. Yori's other bandmates have really fun personalities and make for some good comedy, but they aren't as heavily involved in the plot. Himari's friend is Aki's younger sister, and she has always been a very good and supportive friend to Himari, but again, she's not too involved in any of the more serious stuff. However, there is one character who is more involved in things, we just haven't seen a lot from her yet, and that is Shiho. She has a past with Yori's bandmates, and it has caused a conflict within the story that we have yet to see fully resolved. The characters really are great and make this anime such a delight to watch. Whisper Me a Love Song has been a really good anime to watch this season. It isn't the best anime by any stretch, but if you want a good Yuri romance series with strong characters, then this series is definitely something you should check out if you for some reason haven't and are watching this video. But yeah, it's good.